Steve, this may be difficult for you to answer, but would America be better right now if the President of the United States was Mitt Romney and not Barack Obama? I thought about this yesterday.
Well, the Barry Soetoro healthcare plan of the public option comes right out of the People's Republic of Massachusetts. And that's exactly what Mitt Romney did to the people of Massachusetts, is what Barry Soetoro wants to do to the rest of the people of America. As I look at the rest of what Barry Soetoro has done since he's taken office, I think the political heat on Willard would have been too hot for him to have done the Mexico City abortion policy. So do I think that Willard would have exported abortions to military bases overseas? Probably not, although it is Willard. So you flip a coin. But my guess would be no. Do I think he would have confiscated industries? Yeah, I do. He's from Michigan. He was giving out all kinds of handouts in the Michigan primary in the last presidential election to the economy there as he was winning that primary. It was the only contested state that he won during the 2008 election, and it was the state he was born in. And that was the one time I heard Rush Limbaugh criticize him on his program, was when he was criticizing Willard for all the government pork he was promising the people of Michigan. So do I think he would have done that? Yes. Do I think he would have done the bailouts? Yes. He backed the TARP last fall. He backed that last fall. So yes, I do. So do I think he would have nominated Sonia Sotomayor? Tough to tell. I mean, he nominated 36 judges when he was in Massachusetts. 22 of them were Democrats, 14 of them were Republicans. 2 of them were openly homosexual, including the gay judge that fought to repeal Massachusetts sodomy laws. So do I know for sure he wouldn't have nominated Sonia Sotomayor? No, I don't. The NRA didn't think very much of Mitt Romney either, and Sonia Sotomayor doesn't think very much of the NRA. Nor do they think very much of her. So do I think that he would have done this health care plan? It's his plan. So I look at everything that Barry has done, and aside from the Mexico City policy, which I think would have been untenable politically for Willard to go along with, rescinding the Bush executive order against that, I failed to see, John, very many things that Barry has done that Willard would not have done, and I simply just need to look at Willard's record and his own statements in the past to justify that response.
So would we be better off?
I think we'd be pretty much exactly where we're at right now. I'll tell you what would have been worse off is the Republican Party would have been. Because I think all the things that Barry's doing now that has people so outraged, Willard would have done many of those things under the banner of the GOP. Now the Republican Party gets to be what it's really good at. John, it's the best minority party in the history of American politics, man. No one's better. No one is better at being in a minority than the Republican Party is. When they just get to say no to everything, and that's when they actually stand for the Constitution, John, when they're not in charge of the Treasury. That's when they actually stand for the Constitution.
Let me ask you this one final question. Had Romney been elected and done these things, would the liberals have then eviscerated for his decisions that they're now supporting Obama for?
Yes and no. I mean, when he signed Romney Care into law, Ted Kennedy, who's not even serving in the Massachusetts government but is a U.S. Senator, came to that press conference and nodded approvingly over Willard's head. I think chances are, though, a lot of them would have been against it, because they wouldn't have been the ones cashing the check and getting to cut the ones to their buddies this go around. And I think that's you've touched on the distrust that a lot of people, I think, rightfully have for the system. I think the Tea Party movement is a byproduct of that. And I think you're going to see, and you're already seeing it in my program, but I think you will see it in this industry, John, nationwide, that in the previous generation, talk radio was essentially driven by partisan politics. And I think it's going to be driven by a more populist strain of a pox on both houses, as I think people have figured out. We don't have a political system. We don't have a healthcare system. We don't have a justice system. It's just a system.